Hey Flosstube, welcome back to Stitching in the Burrow. My name is Christine and today is Saturday, December the 2nd, and this is Flosstube number 16. I know there's been a couple weeks in between my making of Flosstube, and if you can hear me, I've been sick, so I haven't been able to do anything. So my face is flushed. I think I'm breaking a fever again. But I'm going to try to get through this with no coughing fit, but I'm not sure I can. We'll see. So I hope all of you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. My Thanksgiving was beautiful. I got to spend time with my family, my grandbabies. Um, so everything was perfect. We did our first like after Thanksgiving hike that we've ever done. And I did that with my oldest daughter, my husband, and my youngest grandbaby. And that was, like I said, the day after Thanksgiving. Um, and then we had gone to the Christmas tree farm and did photos and stuff that morning, that Friday morning. And then by Sunday, I was sick. So this, whatever this is, I have no clue. A lot of people are like, well, why didn't you go to the doctor? I didn't go to the doctor because honestly, it was too much energy to crawl out of bed. I was in bed for at least 3 days, not wanting to move. And if it was, V virus or something, I've already had that 4 times. So, I mean, there's really nothing they're going to do. And if it's the flu, it's the flu. It is what it is, right? So we just got to get through it. So I was down for many, many days after Thanksgiving with that. So this is probably the second day for me back to work. I have some clients later on this afternoon. And so it's the first day that I've actually felt like being able to go ahead and make a floss tube. So today we're going to talk about my whips that I've done. We're going to announce the individuals who received the giveaway and plans for December that we're already in, and then maybe some plans for next year. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. We'll just go with it. Go with the flow. So let's jump in. The first one that I worked on was a pattern by Artecy called the New Solar System. And I apologize for any shadows or it's overcast here again today. So this one, I was in a challenge to, you could do whatever you wanted in the challenge. There wasn't any count or anything, but you worked on a pattern with a particular color for the whole month. And this particular color was black. So that's why I chose this pattern. And I managed to get all the way through the end of page 6. So that's 6 completed pages. Making sure y'all can see. 6 completed pages done. So I'm so excited to have that much done on this. It was fun doing this one. And that was a challenge with Full Coverage Fanatics. And I'm going to go ahead and I've gone into the next challenge, and you'll see that piece that I'm doing for the month of December. So that one will start at page 7 when I begin that one again. The next one I worked on is Mommy Kissing Santa Claus, and this is by the Cross Stitch Studio. Ignore my nail polish. They desperately need to be done. Priorities, right? Stitching or painting your nails. I'm going to go with stitching every time. I'm going to do it. Okay. And here we are. Trying to see where you are. That is 21 pages done. So the start there will be the bottom of page 22. And so on this one, I'm going to go ahead and do this one next year as a focal piece, and not counting from today. So whatever I do in the month of December is like a freebie, but I counted it as if I wasn't doing anything in December. And let's see, on I don't have how many stitches are left in it. I thought I did. Anyway, if I started January 1st from where I am right now and do 176 stitches a day until the end of October 2024, it will be done. But of course, I'll be working on it in December. And I also finished that page that wasn't counted in there. So, you know, I'm a little bit ahead of the game. Another one that I worked on, I don't remember why I worked on this other than it came up on my wheel that I chose. It's by the Cross Stitch Studio. This is a retired piece. It's called Sunflowers. And this particular piece didn't get too much done on it. I think I picked it up to stitch, and my grandbabies got here for Thanksgiving, and that's all she wrote because my stitching goes away because some of them are younger, and you know, we eat and we touch and we do all the things. So I did a little bit in here, and that's all I was able to get done this time. This will stay on my wheel to do because I enjoy this piece. So it's one of those comfort pieces when I just want something maybe easier. I consider it easier for me to stitch. I'll choose that. This next one came up on my wheel too. This is by Heaven and Earth Design. It's called Vintage Summer Garden Bookshelf. And I worked more over here in this flower to get a little bit more done. This is going to be in my plans that I'll talk to you about too. This one came up on my wheel as well. I was spinning the wheel, I knew I had things to do, but I just felt like spinning the wheel. And this is a quick stitch, Pride and Prejudice, color expansion by Heaven and Earth Design. And it looks like this one, I finished the top of page 1. So right here, that's the whole page completed. Right, it's not the whole page completed, it's the top row. I wish it was the whole page completed, but it's the top row. I apologize for my dogs. You know, most of us have them. It's that time of year. Packages are being delivered, you know, leaves are blowing. Who knows what they're looking at. This next one, this was a free pattern. It was a stitch along, I think in 2019, called Day Noel. And it is by Jardin Privé. And it's, ignore the highlighter, but it's going to look like this when it's put together. And this particular one, I've decided that everywhere that there is a snowflake, this big one here, that one there, this one in particular is the one I did. I'm going to put a piece of, let's see, what is this? Blending filament number 32, along with the B5200 that I'm using. And this is being currently done on a 16 count piece of Ada by Bestitch Me, and it's just number 355. There's no colorway to it. So looks like this, the color. But I don't know if you can see this. Right there, that one. I don't know if I'll do it justice, but if you can see any of it, it's gonna shimmer. It shimmers in person. So I think it's going to be absolutely beautiful when I get it done on here. I had a fun time stitching that, and if that does come up on my wheel, I try to do one of the motifs every time I stitch on it. So I did work on my Anne of Green Gables quick stitch, and I'm sorry, I've got 3 different notebooks going here trying to tell you. This one, if I again start in January, so like December, whatever I work on in December is like a freebie for me. If I do 201 stitches a day starting January 1st, I will be done with this by the end of December 2024. So I'm hoping to have this done next year. Didn't happen this year. I did see, I want to say that the person's name is covered in floss. I believe they have started this project as well. I think they're like over here. So I am in the big green tree, folks. So that one, I hope, like I said, to be done. The plan in 2024. And you know, I've been working on my plan since what, October? Keep rolling them around in my head. This one I did very little on, but it came up and I stitched a little bit on it, so we'll show it to you. It's called Big Cats by Erin Elizabeth Design. It's going to be gorgeous when it's done. And I only managed to get a little bit more done here. So nothing really to look at. I don't know how this one's going to play out for the year. We'll see. I did start a new project November 18th. Because who would I be if I didn't? And this is Holiday Chalkboard by the Cross Stitch Studio. And I'm using DMC 310. Currently, that's what I'm using on it. And it has the smallest start, guys, right here. That's it. Just a little bit. But you know, that was very close to the holiday coming, and there was food to be bought and all the things, right? This next piece, I worked on this one for the Cross Stitch Studio. They have a challenge every other month. You stitch on any project of theirs for the month, and you have to upload at least 13 photos. So it'll be 12 photos from where you've stitched, 1 from your starting point. And I usually do Mommy Kissing Santa Claus for this one to make progress on it, but instead I chose Mr. Cardinal. I actually saw this in another Facebook group. It wasn't in the Cross Stitch Studio, but somebody had completed it. And let me tell you, if you think that bird is stunning right there, ooh, wait till you see it done. I was excited. I was like, yes, please, let's finish. So this is how big it is. That's it across. Last time you all saw it, it was working. I was working over here, so I finished all that. Came back over here. I mean, I didn't make wonderful progress, but I made progress on it. Progress is progress, right? We will take it. And here's the start of his little feathers right there. So super pumped about that. I'm sure that's going to play a role in my whip wheel or whatever here. This next project, I try to do 6 strands a day. I'm not always successful, but I try. And this is DMC 824 is the color used. This is my Anne of Green Gables pattern. I am almost. I have a very tiny piece right in here. I think it is a very small piece. You can tell right here, a very little piece right there. And 3 pages will be done. So when I start on the next page, that will be page 4. It's 2 pages done. I've confused myself now. Here we go. No, that is 3 pages. That's right. So page 4 will start, and that will be the end of it. I think it looks great. I cannot wait to see this done. I think it's going to be beautiful. I say that about all my pieces. They're like your children, right? Beautiful. None are your favorite. Right? I'm not supposed to have favorites. No, I'm serious. I don't have any favorites. My daughters will tell you I have favorites, but I don't have favorites. The next one is an Artecy pattern called Christmas Village. I was working on this one just at the beginning of this month because this one is in a new challenge that I've started. This goes under plans, but we'll go with it anyway. This one is in a new challenge that I've started. Instead of doing Whip Go for next year, I'm going to do Wip Warriors, and I heard about that through Laura and Stitching by the Shore, and I've watched Laura for years. She's got some wonderful projects, and I always hear her talk about, you know, her categories. Like her pattern fell into her theme for her categories, and so she was able to work on it. And so I noticed that some of her older patterns that I hadn't seen her work on in a while were coming back out, and I thought, wow, what a way for me to possibly, you know, work on some other patterns that might not come out for the year. And so I went ahead, since I haven't done very well at WhipGo, I said, well, let me try Wip Warriors. So this one is in the Wip Warrior group, but it's under one of the events called a focus piece. And for this, you focus on one piece for 5 days. And so this will be December 1st through the 5th. And so far I have been able to finish the top of page 1. So I'm moving into page 2 today, the top of it. And so it will also come up in another event for categories for the month. So, and what categories is, from what I can tell, and I'm not the guru here, I'm just starting, so I may err on this, but what it looks like to me is they have 12 themes for the month, and then they choose a letter, like they spin a wheel and a letter comes up, and you have to choose a project that matches those themes with that letter. So this particular one for Christmas Village, I think it's like modes of transportation or something like that, begin with the C. And so I'm choosing Christmas Village because there's a carriage in there. So that's how it will fall under that for me. But so it'll be a focus piece for the 5 days of December. And then when that particular, when I work on that particular theme for its categories, I'll work on it for 2 days. So I've broken mine down, since there's 12 themes and it's 1 month, it will take me to like the 24th of December. So it's not going to be a whole month. But I figure that kind of is like the end of the month in my head, because there's Christmas and all that stuff, and I don't think I'll have a lot of stitchy time. So each of the 12 projects that I'm choosing will have 2 days stitched on. So today I'm still working till the 5th, and then, you know, whenever I decide to work on it for the theme for the other one. I hope that made sense. It sounded like a lot of babble in my head, but again, I'm sick, so. All right, so then my new theme of the month was like wildlife animals. And I'm like, what were you thinking? It's Christmas time. It's December. You have like 12 million patterns of Christmas. But anyway, so I threw the plan out the window and I decided to write down some of my more favored pieces of Christmas. And then I chose six that I'm going to do in addition to Mommy Kissing Santa Claus and my Christmas house too, which you all have seen. You've just seen these recently, so I'm just going to hold them up. It's going to be Kringles because it's the department store. And none of these have been worked on since you've seen them, so you're just going to see the same kind of thing that you saw in my Whip Go. That's where we're starting. The other one is going to be Merry Christmas because it's fitting. And I don't know, this is the Victoria Motto Sampler Shop. I have not stitched on this. This was already stitched when I got it. So I will be starting. No, I think maybe I finished up the C on this one. I think it had very, very little to do. So there's the C. So we'll start from there. I feel one of those coffin attacks coming on. I'm gonna hope I get done before then. And I've decided to do Kringles. That was Kringles store that you saw earlier, and this is going to be Kringles Tree Farm by Charting Creations. And if you remember, this is the one that I'm doing down the side versus across the top. Haven't worked on it again since, you know, you've seen it. This is it. So that will be worked on in December. I have big goals for myself, but I always do. I try to hit them. If I land amongst them, that's great. Just depends on how work flows and life flows and grandbabies flow and everything flows. The next one I chose for the month is by Charting Creations called Christmas Shop. I love this one. There is so much going on in here. Absolutely adore this pattern. This is one that I feel like I would sit and work on. And just steadily work on it. This is one of those, when I first started doing this pattern, I thought, good grief, that 24 looks so blurry. But then when you hold it back, it's not blurry. That was, you know, my introduction to full coverage. I had no clue what I was getting into. 160 some patterns later. More than that is more than that now. I've chosen what I call my vintage Christmas card. I don't know what they call this now. It was a mystery sale. I'd have to go back and see. Again, I didn't print off any picture, guys. I'm sorry. But I chose this one to work on. And this is again by the Cross Stitch Studio. You can still get it. It is not called the Vintage Christmas Card with them. That is what I call it. And this is done on a piece of Ocean Kiss fabric. I believe it's 16 count. Again, y'all have seen this in my Whip Go and Go. My Whip Parade. I'm trying to get it all in here. You've seen it in my Whip Parade. Nothing has been done since then. Good grief. Why am I having such challenges today, folks? Just blame it on being sick, okay? Everything's because I'm sick. We'll leave it at that. So I look forward to getting some stitching time on this one. You know, when you have so many pieces and you love them all, it makes it really hard to choose, you know, what to stitch on. This one is not on my theme of the month, but I am going to be doing Full Coverage Fanatics. There's a theme that they have, and that's Radio City. The theme is not Radio City. My project is Radio City. Christine, get it together. This is by Stitches So Beautiful. And you've seen this one before. It has not had any additional work done on it. It's got this measly little start right here. That's it. So I'm hopeful that the next time it comes across your way, it will have some progress made. As I said, I've kind of rolled around in my thoughts about what 2024 is going to look like, and you know, what I'd like to do. So I'm going to do categories. Have this little tiny piece of paper. That's my plans for categories. And then my theme for December, which I told you about. And let's see. Oh, so what I'd like to finish next year. No, I'll tell you all about that next Flosstube. We're not there yet. So just leave that alone. So after Thanksgiving, you know, we have Black Friday, and then there's Cyber Monday. Well, then there was Giving Tuesday. Well, several of the pattern companies that I follow, they decided to give away some patterns and stuff. So you're going to see those in here. But what I'm doing is the Cross Stitch Studio had, they had like a limited edition pattern, 2 different ones by the Grinch, and they were not, I missed one of them from purchasing last year, I think it was, and they put out 2 new ones this year, and I thought, man, I missed that one. I wanted to get all 4, and I was kind of bummed because I just, you know, want to be able to get that 4th one. And lo and behold, they put it back on their website for like 2 days or whatever it was. And it was wonderful. And I jumped on it and I purchased it so that I would have them all. So we are going to have, it's called A Little Bit More. Again, these are by the Cross Stitch Studio. You cannot get this one right now. It was limited edition. So I apologize if anybody falls in love with it. You can get this one. This is their newest one called I Tried. And I don't know. I'm thinking instead of putting I Tried, I might check Naughty. I don't know. We'll see. See what I'm feeling when I stitch it. I don't know if I've been nice. Just kidding. And then this one was also a limited edition piece. And this is the one I did not have. And it's called Mr. Grinch. And then the 4th one is called In a World Full of Grinches. And we all know who that is, right? Cindy Lou herself. So I thought, how cool will all of those look together? Like if they're all done, get framed at one time. So then of course, you know, you can't buy one pattern and not, you know, have it come by itself. What does that? So I got Holiday Cardinal because, you know, can't get enough of red. If you haven't noticed, red's my favorite color. And these cardinals are just like, I love them. I think he's stunning. You know, and why do the male cardinals get to look like this? So then, I'm going to skip over to a new designer. So that was that for that time being. Then I'm part of Shannon Christine's Christmas Club. And I think this was the last one. It's part 9. It might not. Yeah, this was the last one, I think. This one's called Flying Lessons. And so with this one ending, she has decided to do a new continuous, like this one would do 9 patterns and it would stop, and then, you know, a couple months later it might start up again. This one that she started this time is going to be a continuous Christmas club. And this is just to kind of give you an idea of what that's going to look like. And this is called Christmas Mug Club. And this is what the frame of it's going to look like. That's just a sneak peek of some of the mugs that are coming. And so the first one for the month is the deer mug. How cute is this, guys? And just imagine, I don't know how big this is. 70 by 70, so not too big. You could take all that border off there if you wanted to. Like you could do them all in a frame like this, and then you could take all that border around over here and just do the mug and do an individual Christmas ornament. I mean, there's so many things that you can do with these. So, super excited. They look so cute so far. I really want to do this Christmas tree right here. I can't wait for that one to come out. So, see how that goes. And then I'm also part of her monthly chart. I think that's what it's called. And anyway, for the month of December, this is the December house that's come out. And there's also Noel wreath. Can't speak today. So there'll be more coming out. And again, this is, you know, you pay a fee. It's a very small fee for what you get. You pay a fee once a month and you get, like, I don't know, 5-6 patterns in the month. So it's not a bad deal. I had purchased this pattern back, but was never able to show it to y'all because I had misplaced it, but they had sent me a corrected copy, so I printed it, so now I can show it to you. This is a Victorian Christmas, and this is by Stitches So Beautiful. And if you have not been to look at their patterns, please do so. They have some beautiful patterns. These are the same people who created Radio City that I showed you earlier. And then I have admired this individual's work for, I mean, ever since she started her patterns. Like, I want to buy all of them all at once. So I tried to hold back, but I bought this one. And it's Erin Elizabeth Designs. And this one's called Stitchy Christmas. And it says, have yourself a stitchy little Christmas. I mean, how cute is this, guys? Come on. I want to stitch this. I think I have a perfect piece of fabric. One of my bestitch me's that have come in for the month. I can do that on. And so then I went over and became part of her Facebook group. And so then she is nice enough in her group to give some patterns away. I'm going to try not to show the pattern. But the patterns, this particular pattern's going to look like this when it's done. So that's exciting. And then I found this one that must have been from November. It's going to look like that. Absolutely adorable. And this one must have been February. I don't know, but it's cute and I like it, and I'll stitch it. I think it's just called W. So then I'm part of the monthly pattern club for the Cross Stitch Studio. And being part of them, you get like 3 or 4 patterns in the month for the cost of what it would cost you for one, really. And you get you get to see the patterns first before some of the other individuals who would like to purchase them. They come to you first, and then she'll put them out later. And sometimes they only come out to the club members. So this one she just released. It's Victorian Christmas ornament. Again, this is not for sale on their website. It's only if you're part of their membership. But how beautiful is this? Betsy does a great job. And then I printed off Blue Snowman. That was another one that's created. Again, cannot get this one on their website. But they did release a couple new ones. I think one is a set of skates, which is really, really cute. And there was something else, and I can't remember. So if you haven't gone and taken a look at their website, that's the Cross Stitch Studio. It's just crossstitchstudio.com, thecrossstitchstudio.com. And then Artecy, Tarina gives out patterns like once a month if you're in her Facebook group. And this pattern is going to be gorgeous when it's stitched. It's called Lake, Forest, and Mountains. I want to stitch it right now. How gorgeous is this? I am a mountain girl, so. And then this group was giving away, I'm in a group or a Facebook club with Charting Creations, Cross Stitch for Everyone, Pain Free Crafts, and the Cross Stitch Studio. So 4 fabulous designers. And these next 3 are by Cross Stitch for Everyone. And so this is Festive Saint Nick. They gave this away for free. I mean, how nice of these designers to do this, when how much time it takes to create these patterns. And again, this was for Giving Tuesday. They gave, all right. And then there's Festive Snowman. This cute. Look how sweet this one is. This is the Festive Fawn. Pretty. And then, like I said, Charting Creations is part of that group. They gave out Watercolor Santa. So there are so many free patterns going around, and I know what it takes for these individuals to create these patterns. So again, the fact that they're giving them away free is just, it's wonderful. Absolutely. And I just want to start them all, stitch them all, do all the things. So plans going forward. Yeah, I'm going to work on the theme of the month that I've created for myself with my Christmas pieces. I will work on Christmas Village because it's part of Wip Warriors. I will work on this categories themes that I've set, or they've set, that I've put my patterns to. I'll continue to work on Mommy Kissing Santa Claus and my Anna Green Gables Quick Stitch, along with my Anna Green Gables monochromatic piece. Yeah, and I think that's about all I get done. I was supposed to do a walk today. We signed up for Frosty Fun Run, and that was going to be a new thing for my husband and myself to do. And we were going to be able to beat Santa, which would have been fun. But being sick, I cannot breathe to do it was just a 5K. But I can't, with my asthma and stuff, I couldn't make it to do it. So, and it was pouring rain, and I didn't want to get sicker than what I already am. So I'm just trying to get over this. So that was kind of disappointing. So hopefully we'll be able to do that in the future. But we've got some things planned with the grandbabies to see the lights. yeah, get together for Christmas Eve service, all that good stuff. So I hope to be back in front of you within the next week or two. Um, like I said, I would have been back sooner, but I was pretty sick. And so, if you don't get out of bed in 3 days, my husband was starting to get worried of whether or not he needed to take me to the hospital. But I made it. It just hits a little harder at my age. And especially after you've had that other virus 4 times, um, it hits harder. So, anyway, I hope all of you are doing well and that you are getting a lot of stitching done and spending a lot of time with your family. And I will see you, like I said, in another week or two. Remember to take care of yourselves because you're important. And I will see you then.